The Detroit Lions are heading into Minnesota to see if they can beat the Minnesota Vikings.
Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes?
Hello everyone, my name is Derek and welcome back to the Gridiron Blitz. On this channel, we predominantly do Detroit Lions content and NFL live streaming as well. So if you're a fan of the game or you love the Detroit Lions, subscribe and set that notification bell to personalize so you just get either Lions content or NFL content. We are 7 subscribers away from 19.4 on our push to 20,000 before I head to LA. The Detroit Lions coming off a brutal loss to the Chicago Bears. Made some of the dumbest mistakes that I had seen in a long time watching my football team. Head to US Bank Stadium, which is a tough place to play, to try to take on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. So let's do like we always do and take a look at the ESPN matchup predictor. The matchup predictor has the Detroit Lions with a 26.1% chance to win this game and Minnesota 73.7. Jared Goff, not too shabby, but he's got to play better. 110 for 161, so his attempts are kind of going down just a little bit for 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He didn't throw one on Sunday against the Bears, and he did add 2 more touchdowns to that. Kirk Cousins putting up MVP numbers here, 108 for 157, 1,121 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Jamal Williams, who went out, we missed him in that fourth quarter, 42 carries for 187 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook, 51 carries, 226 yards and 1 touchdown. That's actually surprising because Dalvin Cook usually cooks. You see what I did there? And he's kind of getting off to a real slow start this season. And no surprise here, our leading receiver only netting another handful of catches last week. Still 2 touchdowns, 22 receptions for 215 yards. This is where I'm concerned at here because Michael Brockers is questionable. Right here, Penei Sewell is doubtful. Now, remember, doubtful, we get the final injury report in about an hour from the making of this video. He is probably going to be out. Doubtful is usually trending down, while questionable is usually trending up. Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, and TJ Hockenson are all questionable. We got Harrison Hand, the cornerback. Dalvin Cook is questionable as well. Harrison is out. Michael Pierce is out. Marcetti is out. And Johnson is on injured reserve. This is the name right here that I am a little concerned about. That they got another guy as well. Their backup running back can destroy us as well. They got a 1-2 tandem that is probably one of the best in the NFL under the Cleveland Browns, if I'm being honest with you. So right here, keep an eye on Dalvin Cook. By the time this video comes out, we'll know if he's out or not. So let's look at the stats and see what the Lions and Vikings allow. Now, my head is blocking the Viking side, so I'll just read them off to you. And the Bears were evenly matched up. It was a really even game. And the Lions, Bears came out and scored first. The Lions got into the 5-yard line. And then, to me, what happened on Sunday was almost as bad as the butt fumble. Like, I don't know how that happens. But anyway, we got to keep it moving. The Detroit Lions averaged 20.3 points per game, while the Minnesota Vikings averaged 23.5. Points allowed, 29.8 for Detroit, 23 for the Minnesota Vikings. Total yards, 376.8 for the Lions and 395.3 for the Minnesota Vikings. Passing yards, 275 for the Lions and 283 for the Minnesota Vikings. The Detroit Lions have not had a 100-yard rusher in over 3 years, but between Smith and Williams, they're getting at least 100 on the ground. With 101.8, the Vikings average 112.3. Yards allowed, 400.3 for the Lions, 414 for the Minnesota Vikings. And passing yards allowed, 267 for the Detroit Lions and 278.5 for the Minnesota Vikings. Rushing yards allowed, 232.8 to 135.5 for the Minnesota Vikings. On paper, these teams are pretty evenly matched with what they put up and what they allow. But we already know that the Detroit Lions, I don't even know how the Detroit Lions are this close to the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have lost very close games. And even though they lost to the Cleveland Browns, they only lost by a score. And it was at the last minute. So the Minnesota Vikings are really a better team than it reflects on, than their record reflects. Let's go to the last 5 games for the Detroit Lions. How's this for Lions fans? We are on par to tie our loss streak from 2019-2020. The Detroit Lions have lost 4 regular season games, 3 in the preseason, and 4 dating back to 2020. So you're talking about 11 games at this point that the Detroit Lions have lost. Now, if we take the preseason out, we've lost 8 games in a row dating back to last season. Yeah. The Minnesota Vikings. Look at these here. Preseason loss here. Very first game of the season. They lose in overtime to the Bengals. They lost by 1 point here to the Cardinals. This was their most handy loss right here to the Seattle Seahawks, and they lose to the Cleveland Browns on basically one possession. So the Minnesota Vikings are 1-3. Do the Detroit Lions win their first game and actually go 1-4 and drop the Minnesota Vikings to 1-4, or then do the Minnesota Vikings win, go to 2-3 on the season, and kind of get back into that race for the NFC North? Because right now the Packers are running away with it, and the Chicago Bears are 2-2. The loser of this game will be at the bottom of the NFC North, and I am going to say that it will be my Detroit Lions. I will not predict the win, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. Spoiler alert for the upcoming games. I am not going to predict a win until they get one, because it's right now with this team, you can't call it. We don't have Taylor Decker. We don't have Frank Ragnow. He's on injured reserve. We're not going to have Penei Sewell. We don't know what's going on with Jamal Williams, who is our leading rusher. We have no number 1 receiver. Quintez Cephas, in my opinion, is probably the number 1 guy, with Khalif Raymond being number 2. Tyrell Williams, I don't know what's going on with him, but when he comes back, it's not really going to matter. Kadira Hodge, he's on special teams. So TJ Hawkinson has been limited as far as the action. He has really not been involved in the offense in the last 2 weeks. I do not think that the Lions can go into U.S. Bank Stadium and do something that they have not done in 4 years. They're not going to win this game. The Lions are going to lose and drop to 0-5 on the season. And the Vikings are going to win, go to 2-3. You know, I'm not telling you something you don't already know. To be completely honest with you, I said this in a few videos ago. I don't think the Lions are going to have a shot at winning until the Philadelphia Eagles, which is right before their bye week. So I think they can go into the bye week 1-7, having lost 7 in a row. So that's where I'm going to tell you right now, spoiler alert, next week I'm not going to predict a win. For next week's game against the Bengals, I'm not going to predict a win. For the Week 7 matchup, I'll do that a little early because I'll be gone. I'll be actually in California Friday. I am not predicting a win then. My first win for the Detroit Lions, I could see, which I won't predict, I could see coming in Week 9 or whatever, whenever we play the Eagles. So, yeah. Sorry, Lions fans. Like I said, I got to tell you how it is. So, anyway, losing sucks. I'm tired of it. And the rebuild, I guess we just got to embrace it. We just got to embrace it. I just got one thing to say kind of as we wrap this video up. I know this video is kind of long, but it is what it is, man. Us Lions fans, we got to get stuff off our chest. When you look at this team, because right now we're talking about the draft. We're talking about Kayvon Thibodeau. We're talking about Spencer Rattler. We're talking about those guys, right? When you look at this team, Jim Caldwell had this team, was building this team, and it's not about Jim Caldwell necessarily being fired. I can get past that. We're at the point now, when you look at this team, Jim Caldwell made some bad decisions. They took Eric Ebron over Aaron Donald. We took, we missed on some players. But Matt Patricia took a team. Look at Quandre Diggs from last night. Quandre Diggs is still a stud, bro. Still popping dudes, still picking off passes. And what did we do? Matt Patricia came in. He took these guys, the core, and he just shipped all of them out. Right? One after another, after another, after another. And he just dismantled this team. He brings in his guys, the Jamie Collins, the Trey Flowers, the Justin Colemans, those guys, right? He brings these guys in and he dismantles what I believe was a solid core. And we go into where we are now and just mess of people. This is a absolute mess. Now, we currently have 10 draft picks coming up for this NFL draft if Brad Holmes doesn't work any more magic. That's 5 more than we started with for 2021. Currently have 10 draft picks for 2022, 2 going for Trinity Benson. That's 5 more than we had originally this year. 2 of those 10 picks will be in the first round. We have something to build on, but we got to hit, man. We can't be missing people. Also, we got rid of A'Shawn Robinson. Like, what is the deal, bro? This team is bad. We got to build. we probably won't turn the corner for another 3 years till 2023. Maybe. After 2 solid drafts, maybe we get 10 picks, we keep the 10, maybe we finagle something else. Maybe we give up a second rounder for, I don't know, something else. The next year, 2023, 2 first-round picks. Maybe we do the same thing there. You know, hit on free agency. This could have been 2 separate videos, but sometimes you just got to go, man. You just got to flow with it. My name is Derek. This is the Gridiron Blitz. Make sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell for more Lions content and NFL content in general. And I'll see you guys in the next video.